heard your cries, Coogan Nation, but too much of a good thing is bad for your health. So we're only doing this once a week. Buckle up, baby. It's time for ETN. Brought to you by All Pro Roofing on 1010XL.
No matter what happens here during ETN, this Bloodfest, I'll know that I got a big, thick piece of Mrs. B's chocolate chess pie waiting on me at the end of this. Oh. I got a big half-gallon of milk, whole U.S. American whole milk, chilling in the freezer as we speak.
It's
Life
big.
is good.
It's big time.
There is no bad outcome. We'll bring in our guest Coogan judge today, Brett.
Hello, Brett.
Feeling judgmental on this Tuesday morning. Hello, Brett.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. All right.
Brett,
You know how the game's played.
Yeah, Beef, what's Brett taking home?
Brett, for his efforts today, is going to go home with a selection of goodies from the 1010XL Holiday Gift Guide. He's going to get
a stocking.
20. He's going to get his stocking stuffed to the hilt.
Okay.
$25 to Tobacco Cove, $25 to Woodcraft, and a gift card for a 1-hour service from Massage Envy. Those and other great gift ideas are available in the Holiday Gift Guide at 1010XL.com. Don't be a procrastinator, although if you're still doing your shopping at this point, you already are.
Okay, yes, that's true.
Shall we?
Let's play. Brett's ready.
Round one.
Round one. Last night we had a pair of Monday Night Football games of teams the early game was two teams sort of battling for their playoff lives, kind of middle-of-the-pack AFC teams, Raiders and Browns. Oakland, or Las Vegas, I should say.
Viva.
I'll never remember that they're in Las Vegas.
Viva.
Raiders get the win on a last-second field goal. Browns sort of scuffling. So where are you feeling about those two teams and this muddy AFC playoff picture?
I think the Browns have a better chance, quite frankly. Look, the Browns had nobody playing last night, and the Raiders have lost 5 games, and they were able to squeeze one out last night. Both teams are. The Browns went from we're either going to be in first if we win or we're going to be in last. But last in the AFC North is not so bad because you're basically a half game out of first. So 3 games left for Cleveland. If you ask me, I think the Browns are a better team, I guess is what I'm saying. So I think if the Browns had all their guys, they win that football game last night. They were down to their third-string quarterback, and that's enough said, but they were missing a lot of key players.
Yeah, the problem is the Browns had their first-string players when they lost to the Patriots 45-7, when they lost at home to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what the context of the question was exactly. Neither of these are playoff teams. The Browns, yeah, sure, they were going to be in first if they won the game. They're in last now, but beyond being in last, literally, they're in 12th place in the playoff standings in the AFC. So neither of these teams are good enough to be playoff teams. It's only adding that 7th spot that keeps their narrative alive.
Winner, Jeff.
Round two.
Son of a bee sting.
Round two, that being said, there's 2 games tonight due to COVID pushbacks. They're both at 7. So if you have NFL Sunday ticket, you have to make a choice. Jeff, you asked this question in the 6th, and I'm flat out stealing it. Philly and the WFT, or the Rams and Seahawks, since they're on at the same time, you had to choose, which one would you rather watch?
That's an interesting question.
Thank you.
I wonder how many people would honestly answer, especially those that are alive in their fantasy playoffs, which game had the guys that they have involved in their game, right? So that would be your first direction. For me personally, my limping fantasy season will come to an end tonight. My only guy going is Odell Beckham Jr. How's that for a great draft pick? But even still, if I would go Washington, Philly. Because 7-7 in the NFC does matter. It pulls you into a tie with a bunch of teams that are bouncing around up and down. So, yeah, the best team of the 4 is the Rams, and the best player in the game of the night is Russell Wilson. Yeah, I think I'd rather watch that old NFC matchup between Philadelphia and Washington with so much at stake. The winner stays alive, and the loser really takes a big hit.
Well, if we're going to answer the first question with neither team is good enough to make the playoffs, Washington Philly is an incredible waste of time because even if one of them somehow slipped in as a 7th seed, neither of them is good enough to do anything. So you have to watch the Rams and have to see what they're able to do. And they can deliver a knockout blow to Seattle. And Matthew Stafford is having a great year. And can he continue? Can he rally these last 3 games and get back into the MVP race? So the Rams are the best team of the 4. That's the game you have to watch if you're going to watch one tonight.
100% agree with Dan.
Oh, He's back in the game.
I'm,
I'm trying.
I'm on the board.
Well, here's the deal.
Put it
You
on the
know,
board!
I felt like
Yes!
I felt like I was reeling from Fox.
Hairable?
I felt like I was reeling from Fox 30's broadcast decisions, or in this case, last night's hit show that I happened to miss this week. And so I thought to myself, well, gosh, which game is Dan's station showing?
What are we?
I don't want to go against Dan's station here.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be supportive as I can about the TV side of his mogulness, I guess, his mogality.
Yes.
Most of the Eastern Seaboard is.
Yeah, so and
Washington
you've got the Washington Philly game.
That
so
would make
I
sense.
I was trying to pump up and,
Yeah.
see if I could undo some of the damage of the first segment.
Round 3.
So, Brett, as much as you'd like to see the Rams and the Seahawks, Fox 30 is going to show you Philly and Washington tonight.
Round 3.
I'm pretty sure that Brett is smart enough to figure out ways, if he wants to see the Rams,
Is that right?
that he'll find a way
Why
to
can't
see
they just
the
put
Rams.
them both on TV? Why can't they put the other
don't
one on the
know.
red zone? I mean, come
Crafty.
on. Give us a break. It's Christmas, for
Crafty
Pete's
guy.
sake.
Yeah. Hey, NFL.
Show them both.
Don't you got enough money?
Put one on FS1,
No, they don't.
right? Put
They don't.
Put the other on that FS1, and it would be the first show that anyone has watched on FS1 all year.
Call Amazon and ask them if they'd like to stream the game and
Something.
throw us a couple million, okay?
Look, man, Raj is eating instant lunch,
And
trying
the-
to stretch
and-
that
and-
60
and-
mil.
Jeez,
and
Raj.
I'm sure there are ways to do it in the NFL. I'm always worried that if you go to some of those rogues, you'll get a virus or something.
Or, by the way-
but the NFL is the hardest one. You can't just go to YouTube and watch an NFL game like you can get any college game.
Or, by the
any-
way, play the West Coast game at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 and 10.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's the
Why
same
is
as
it so
not
hard?
showing it for me.
well,
There is that.
Yeah.
Round 3.
maybe catch a quarter and a half.
I like the 4. Last night was perfect. 5 and 8. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Seems to have been maybe slightly forgotten in the mix as everybody's got
I
Billy,
want some pie. We got to hurry this up.
got Billy Napier fever, but the current iteration of the Florida Gators play a bowl game in 2 days.
They do.
The historic Gasparilla Bowl, where the Florida Gators enter a 6.5-point favorite over UCF. How confident are you feeling? And ultimately, does it really matter?
It really doesn't. It's Emory Jones' swan song, which, by the way, I tip my cap to Emory. I mean, you know what? He didn't need to play in this game, which really would have put the Gators in a bind because Anthony Richardson is unavailable. So I tip my cap to Emory for playing in this game. It didn't work out here. I wish him nothing but the best going forward. I hope he finds a perfect place where he can go and play and flourish. But the reason why it does mean something is because it's UCF, and you don't ever want to lose a game to little brother, because you just don't. And so in that respect, it does mean something. So you don't want to make any excuses. You want to go out there. You want to sit there and say, we're the University of Florida. We have better talent than you do, and we'll win the game no matter who's at quarterback. Jacob Copeland's playing in the game, for goodness sakes, and he's going into the transfer portal too. So it's a little bit odd, but does it matter? No. But does it matter to Gator Nation? Sure it does, because the Gator football team's playing, and whenever they play, you watch.
I think that's also a little bit more of an advance for UCF, and that they'll just continue on the same train that they've been on all year. They don't have guys that are going to be worried about, their NFL future. There's some that have decided they're going to play. You mentioned Copeland, Kyrie Lemuel as well, but Zach Carter won't, and he was by far the best pass rusher. Florida's advantage over UCF gets mitigated by a couple of factors. One is some of their talent through the portal and through the getting ready for the NFL is a much bigger effect on their roster than the other. And then there's just the state of the programs. UCF is going to point to this game as their I told you so moment, while Florida is reeling through coaching changes and all else that's going on. Anthony Richardson also won't play, so I think all of the intangibles add up to a UCF advantage.
Winner, Jeff.
Round 4.
Round 4. Look, one of our favorite forgotten sports, hockey, soccer, NASCAR, the NHL yesterday announced that they are shutting down for a week due to the rise in COVID cases. They're just going off the boards.
They don't have a Christmas Day schedule.
They're shutting her down until the 27th. The NBA, who does have a Christmas slate, and it's a pretty big deal, is going to keep the train on the tracks, at least for now. But do you think, like we talked about yesterday, it's just a matter of time before the NBA follows suit and also shuts down for a period?
All right, so first thing, you're telling me hockey season started?
It has.
Okay.
Go Flames.
Okay.
LGR.
The Flames have been on a skid lately. I know that hockey season had started. I would be able to tell you that with 4 straight losses, but I didn't know hockey had started. No, basketball is at a much different deal here. They have small rosters. They can withstand their 5 guys being gone, and guess what? In a week, they don't have to worry about that anymore, or at least the majority of time. Once they go through that hiccup, you're not going to have to keep dealing with it. So you don't have this big roster of say like the NFL 53, where if you lose 20 1 week and 20 the next, it's an equal impact. Here, they're going to, I think, allow these NBA teams to increase their travel rosters, bring up G League guys, and if you have to plug and play somebody for 2 or 3 games, that's the business. And you know what? NBA teams really can't complain. They routinely let their star players sit for 10, 12 games a year, right? With no regard for whether or not the fan actually came to see, I don't know, Kevin Durant play. So, no, I think the NBA is going to, we may see individual games as we are, but once their roster gets, infected, they're not going to have to worry about that down the home stretch.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know what's going to happen with the NBA going forward, but I do know this. They're playing on Christmas Day. It's a cash cow. It's a cash bonanza, and we've got 5 games. We got 10 teams that we need to suit up. So, NBA, the NBA at this point, they're going to have players out there. They've changed the rules so you can sign. If the Knicks need to sign Jesus Shuttlesworth from He Got Game, and the Hawks need Jimmy Chitwood from Hoosiers.
Deep cut.
And the Nets need Uncle Drew, and the Lakers need Billy Hoyle from White Man Can't Jump, and Clarence Withers from Semi-Pro's got to go. They're playing because on Christmas Day, we're having 5 games, and they're going to have those NBA jerseys on, and we're going to rake in our money. Then if everybody gets sick, we'll shut it down.
Winner, Dan.
I'd like to file a
Round 5.
official complaint for performance enhancing. Yeah.
Billy Hoyle. Shouts to Billy Hoyle.
I mean, listen, we all use the internet to supplement our factual information in a game like this, but I mean, just to straight read off all these characters from movies.
These are accusations that are unfounded.
Yeah, I believe that you're reading off of the names of all of these characters, and
Clarence Withers from Semi-Pro.
Yeah,
Huh?
just not buying it.
It's tremendous.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Frank.
Billy Hoyle. He blew Glorious Jeopardy money.
Sure. Why couldn't you put
That's
Jackie
the Jeopardy money, Billy.
You know what? By the way, Brett, you made a mistake because through it all, I mean, the go-to, number one that mentioned should have been the Hawks signing of Jackie Moon. I mean, if Jackie Moon doesn't make your list of basketball characters,
this is unbelievable.
I can't
Everybody love everybody.
It's criticisms. Where were they coming from?
No pie for you.
And lastly, look, Sunday we've got a big
Things went
quarterback
awry.
matchup
We
when
do.
the Jags visit the Jets. Last night we saw Justin Fields in action against the
Nice.
Vikings.
Nice.
Look, 5 quarterbacks were taken in the first round.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's arguing that Mac Jones has played the best.
4 of them suck.
I don't think it's probably incomplete grade on Trey Lance from lack of action.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you the middle 3.
Yeah.
Rank them. Where are
They're
we
the
at?
same.
Where's our guy?
I mean, they're the same, man. Is it me or you? Is it you?
It can
Go
be.
ahead now.
No, go ahead. I don't care.
You already
I don't
started.
care.
No,
Pie on the brain.
Rules of order. I don't.
Go
ahead.
No.
Everybody
I'm
love
not-
everybody.
Okay. Listen.
Finish it up.
Fields, Wilson, and Lawrence have all been the same. They're not completing a high percentage of their passes. Their touchdown to interception ratios are whack. Fields and his team have a few more wins, so you give them a little bit more credit. But really, at the very top 1 and 2, Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson have been just about indistinguishable. Wilson's got like 6 touchdowns, 11 picks. He's 56%. Trevor's got 9 and 14, and he's like 58. They each have QBRs, our passer ratings under 70, which is amazingly low. So that race is still way to be determined because all 3 of those future franchise quarterbacks have gotten off to slow starts.
Jeff has a good point in this respect. All 3 of those guys' touchdown to interception ratio is upside down, which is stunning. But I'll give in hopes and dreams and fairness, I'll give the nod to our guy Trevor. And the reason why I'll give the nod to our guy Trevor is he has withstood the physicality of the NFL and played every single game while the other 2 have not made it through. The other 2 have not been able to make it through. They've both gotten hurt. They've both had to sit down for games. And Trevor Lawrence, to his credit, for 14 consecutive Sundays, has stood up, taken the onslaught that he's had to take, and played through it. So he has more numbers, better yards, more yards, et cetera, et cetera. So in that respect, I got to go with our guy. I'll always stick up for our guy, so I'm taking Trev.
Winner, Dan.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Woo!
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Brett. Yee!
Thank you, Billy Hoyle.
We're going to drink some Fireball with
Thank
some
you,
Mrs.
Glory.
P pie right
Thank
now.
you, Gloria. Straight to hell to the Stuckey brothers.
I think Clarence went to the Spurs, didn't he?
Clarence. Who was the guy on the playground who hadn't got his gun? That guy's going to be playing for someone. Go to the Grizz.
Darn right he is. Let's drink. You ready?
Let's do it.
Fireball. Cinnamony!
Damn.
Cinnamony!
I feel festive.
So good.